The Los Angeles Lakers were at their best before the season started. When on paper and per the odds makers, they were considered among the favorites to win the NBA title. But by the time the games began, the Lakers were average, and by the final week of the season, they weren't very good at all. A $150 million roster with big names and nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it this season. It was a number of factors emptied into a sea of trouble. Injuries, poor roster construction, including the trade for Russell Westbrook, inability to improve the roster before the February trade deadline, a strong and improving Western Conference also played a part. All that creates another problem. Next season might be even less promising than the present season. The Lakers will finish with a losing record, making the 7th time in 9 seasons they are sub 500. Through that run, the Lakers have had 4 coaches, and it could be a 5th once they decide to move on from Frank Vogel. It is no secret Frank Vogel is gone from the Lakers, even though he led the franchise to a title in 2020. Now, the Lakers will be left picking up the pieces of a disastrous year after winning the title in the bubble. The Lakers have followed it up by having to win the play-in game to make the playoffs in 2021 and missing the play-in game entirely in 2022. To consider this season as anything other than a franchise-wide failure would be putting things too kindly in not accepting this season for what it was. That bubble championship was important for the Lakers, tying LA with Boston for the most titles, 17 in NBA history. There are other teams who would love to have a title in the past 4 seasons, including teams who have never won a championship or haven't won one in 5 decades. But the Lakers aren't most franchises. When they signed LeBron James 4 years ago and got Anthony Davis via trade, that simply the goal was to win more titles. Competing for multiple championships was expected, and the Lakers did that just once. They missed the playoffs in James's first season and won the title in the Orlando bubble his second, lost in the first round last season, and completely missed the playoffs again this 2021-2022 NBA calendar. No team with LeBron James should be missing the postseason ever. But then again, maybe Magic Johnson was right. LeBron should take the blame for only getting Westbrook and not wanting DeRozan with the Lakers. Who knows what this team could have been and could have done with the year DeRozan's having with the Chicago Bulls. Now, with the season officially over, the offseason work begins now in reconstructing this Lakers team the best they can.